Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. My name is Irfan Hazwan bin HASLAN and my ID number is DB19035 and this my group member and my lecturer Dr. Irfan bin PE. Today I want to talk about the part 1 for the safety tools equipment on the electric vehicle. Firstly, I want to talk about the safety working on the electric vehicle. Firstly, to ensure safety when operating electric vehicle, personal protective equipment, which is PPE. It is very important to use to avoid high voltage, especially on an electric vehicle. Technician must wear PPE properly as it can prevent accident and injuries. Besides that, among the PPE are insulate safety shoes, Google, insulate safety glove, and safety jackets. Besides that, technician must using the insulate tool before operating and working on the electric vehicle. Then, for the personal protective equipment, we have insulate safety glove, face shield, insulate safety shoes, and lastly safety jacket. For the insulate safety gloves, the function is when doing maintenance on the electric vehicles. Insulate safety glove are one of the protection from the electric shock. For the face shield, this face shield is intended to protect the face and eyes from the electrical spark as well as protect against high voltage. For the insulate safety shoes, purpose to preventing electric shocks if a technician comes into contact with a live electric source. And lastly, for the safety jacket, it's aimed to protect body from electric force shock or electric high voltage and also protect from accident and any injuries. And then the insulate tool. These insulate tools are very important to use in operating and maintenance on the electric vehicles because they are tools that have insulation and can protect against electric shocks whose voltage is very high. For the other protection methods, we have placing out of the reach. This is when a conductor is run at a height or distance that is too high for anywhere to touch. Take for instance, overhead electrical wires. This picture for the example of the skilled person and the height 2.5 meter minimum from the bare live pipe. For the barrier is for a surveillance on the working day. It is to inform the following places are under hazardous work, for example, electric vehicles or high voltage component. And then for the insulation, the purpose of insulation is to prevent contact with conductor. The insulation is placed on the electrical wires or components that can involve electrical current. The insulation, for example, is PVC, rubber, or plastic. And then for the good ventilation is one of the methods to prevent the occurrence of the fire. And even ventilation, for example, a flow in the workshop according to specs and have a good ventilation space. Then for the special tools, electrical vehicle, the technician must using the high voltage multimeter for during working or checking inspect electric vehicle. Technician must using this high voltage multimeter because the normal multimeter is not suitable using electric vehicle and high voltage system. And then for the scanner tools, the scanner tool function to read the trouble code data in the vehicle system. For example, on the electric vehicle, it reads and detect data on the vehicle battery management system. And then for the oscilloscope tools, its purpose to measure electrical phenomena and quickly test, verify and debug their circuit design. And then the primary function of an oscilloscope is to measure voltage wave. Okay, then we go to how to reduce risk for the high voltage safety tips. Number one, it is critical to use the appropriate equipment. Never tinker with or improvise with your equipment. Number two, notify others of the present state of the vehicle under repair. Number three, when performing vehicle repairs or maintenance, only use insulate tools. Number four, when it comes to safety close, go overboard. Number five, use safety indicator to help ensure that the proper procedure are followed. Number six, before working on hybrid automobile or electric vehicle, turn off the power and insulate the area. Number seven, set up the perimeter around your working bay area. And lastly, number eight, it's vital to use repair information source and hit all warning when working on the electric vehicle system or hybrid system to ensure your safety.
Okay, I will be continuing the presentation on troubleshooting segment. Okay, for this project, for this assessment, we choose to troubleshoot on auxiliary battery and electric vehicle high voltage battery. Okay, for auxiliary battery in an electrical vehicle Chevrolet Bolt is a 12-volt battery that provides low voltage power to the accessory system such as headlight, audio system, and computer control. The most direct approach to determine the voltage of the battery is to measure by multimeter. The battery must be replaced if the voltage drop 5 volt below 12 volt. However, if the reading does not reach 12 volt, the auxiliary battery must be replaced.
Okay, next for the EV high voltage battery. EV high voltage battery, the 350 volt high voltage battery of the Chevrolet Bolt EV is made up of 288 3.75 volt cell placed in parallel. For high voltage battery, the voltage of each cell can be measured independently. Thus, if one of the 3.75 battery cell fails, it could be changed without affecting other cells. A multimeter is used to measure cell voltage, and additional instruments like an OBD scanner can be used to examine the battery health. Thank you. That's all from me.